Hi, my name is Dr. Conor Logan. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine here in Newbury Park, California. My wife and I have a practice here and also in the San Fernando Valley. I want to speak to you a little bit today about acupuncture as one of the modalities within Oriental medicine and how it can help in a lot of ways, and just get a little bit of a primer about what it's good for. And to be honest, it's not meant to be comical about it. Really, the list of what Oriental medicine can't help with it would be far, far shorter, and maybe close to zero. In a lot of ways, the modalities within Oriental medicine, of which acupuncture is just one, there are 7 major modalities, are well suited for everything from a child with night terrors to a post-stroke patient recovering from that stroke, to oncology patients, issues with adult onset diabetes, mental disorders, weight loss, addiction control, pain management, fertility and infertility concerns, women's issues, men's issues, things like that. With that said, I wanted to let you know a little bit more about acupuncture and Oriental medicine. So I mentioned modalities earlier, of which acupuncture is one of the 7 major ones. Other ones include herbal medicine, so that's using raw herbs or herbs in a powdered form, or in some cases even in a pill form, to help augment what you may already be getting in terms of acupuncture or other forms of assistance within Oriental medicine, and using that to kind of take the treatment home with you and have it be more impactful on a day-to-day basis. For instance, you might get pills in a bottle. There might be 100 or 200 in there, and you may be taking something on the order of 3 pills 3 times a day, or 4 pills twice a day. That may seem a little alarming to some people, but remember, this medicine, the herbal remedies, are food. So they come in a much lower concentration than say, a Western pharmaceutical drug, which is highly concentrated. So usually you will be prescribed more pills per dosing session, and you'll probably be advised to take it away from other foods, because again, it's food. So if you're having it enter your stomach while you're eating a big meal, you're going to lower the efficacy of that medicine. So that's one area. There's others are meditation and qigong, which qigong means cultivation of qi. Qi is that kind of a nebulous term by definition in Oriental medicine and in Chinese philosophy. It could be translated as air or food. It can also be translated as like a life force or an energy, life energy or vitality. But it also can be a qualitative statement. You say, oh, that person has good qi, or it's the qi outside today is very nice. It could also be function. So you say, oh, my stomach qi is off. You feel a little nauseous or something like that. So it's a vague term by design, but it has a lot of, it's one of the critical and center point ideas within Chinese medicine and philosophy. So behind me, these drawings, some of you may have seen some of these before. These are maps of the energetic pathways in the body. In Chinese medicine, these are known as meridians. So these are energetic pathways that course through the body. Think about these energetic pathways, these meridians. The way I like to describe it is like a subway system. Picture yourself in a helicopter going over Manhattan, and you're looking down and you see buildings and concrete and streets, cars, people, parks, things like that. But underneath that level, underneath all those roads and streets and concrete, are various systems. So you have the electrical grid and phone system, subway system, service and away systems, different things like that. Let's focus on the subway system. So this looks a little bit like it, right? Think of the dots you see here, these acupuncture points, as subway stations, and the energetic pathways themselves as the subway tunnels going through, underneath the city. Imagine now if the simple act of you going in and out of a subway station or taking a train from place to place transferring trains, getting to your destination. Imagine if that changed the health of the city. It's a little rudimentary, but I think it's a good primer and good basic analog for what the meridian system is in Chinese medicine. So you may have a feeling about that when you do elect to go try acupuncture. So good feelings to have when you're getting acupuncture might be a feeling of a connected nature. You may get a point done here that makes you feel something up in your arm, or perhaps makes you feel something in the side of your neck. That's because this pathway here does go up that way. So you may feel that with many different points. You may feel kind of dull and achy or itchy. Itchy is a good sign. It means increased circulation in that local area. So I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea about how acupuncture might work there. So we've talked about acupuncture, herbal medicine, qigong, and meditation. Other modalities within acupuncture that you may experience if you come see someone like my wife or myself or another acupuncturist in the area are, you may have heard cupping before. So if you saw the last Olympics and you saw Michael Phelps on the edge of the pool and he had these big red circular marks on his back, they looked like pieces of salami or something like that on his back. That was cupping. Cupping therapy is extremely good for pain management. And what you're doing with cupping is you are using the suction instantiated by the cup being placed on the skin, either by using fire to create a vacuum within the cup or plastic cups that are actually use a suction pump. You're creating a vacuum to create a light bruise in that local area. Now what that does for a muscle in that area that say is in spasm, it forces that muscle to let go of the lactic acid and the deoxygenated blood in that local area because it went into spasm. It locked up and it's not circulating as well as the other tissue around it. And you're saying, hey, come on, I'm pulling that stuff out a little bit. And that's telling the body, send fresh blood to this area. Fresh blood means increased elasticity of that local muscle tissue. It also means that it's going to reduce that inflammation that's in that area. So along with acupuncture, which may help to increase the circulation there, you're going to use cupping to pull some of that old blood and that lactic acid out of that local area and help improve the state of that local tissue. Typically, cupping will really help speed along recovery from any sort of local muscle trauma. So you may use that in that area. A related treatment in Chinese medicine is also known as gua sha. And that is using a scraping tool. It kind of looks like it could be originally it was a Chinese soup spoon is what they originally used for these types of things. But now they have all types of more modern implements to use to do that. But it is scraping along the skin to perform the same function as that cupping to help increase the circulation in that local area and bring some of this older blood and the lactic acid from that local area to the surface as a light bruise. You'll be encouraged after such treatments to drink a lot of water, get rest, and I would totally suggest to take a hot bath with Epsom salts or get in a jacuzzi, maybe even get a light massage, something like that. If you're moving things in the area, why not continue to move them and lubricate the ability to get rid of these things by drinking a lot of water. So I hope that helped explain things a little bit. I would like to show you a little bit of what acupuncture looks like. An acupuncture needle. They come in sterilized packages. Technically, acupuncturists do still have the right to sterilize and reuse needles, but I don't know anyone who does that. You can feel very confident that most, if not all, acupuncturists nowadays are using sterilized single-time use needles that they then deposit in a sharps container afterwards, and they are, disposed of properly. Acupuncture needles typically have a guide tube, which looks like this. They'll be placed at the acupuncture point and inserted. And then you'll feel the acupuncturist adjust the needle in to the desired location. So that's what acupuncture might look like if you were looking at it. Now, you might be laying down on a table or something like that and feeling it. Again, those good feelings you want to feel are things like a little bit of a zing or connected feeling to another area. Itchiness is not uncommon. Feeling like your stomach starts to gurgle is not uncommon. That is because your body is responding well to the acupuncture. Acupuncture is a sedative treatment by default, and it will help instantiate the rest and digest portion of your nervous system, the opposite of your stress, fight, or flight response. And one of the first things that occurs when that happens is that the peristalsis of your intestines improve. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to come to our website, which is thelivingpoint.com. You can reach out to Dr. Zena or myself by sending an email to health@thelivingpoint.com, or you can call us at 323-213-9220.